Hey guys, it's TheFrXion here, Tang12, how can you call me? I don't really care, welcome back to World of Tanks related content. Today we're going to be talking about two things, and it's the Waffenträger Legacy Event, and we're going to be talking about the loot boxes that will be accompanying this event, and there are going to be two tanks that will be in these loot boxes, and I think one of them will be a highly sought after vehicle, and I think you already know it is the FV4201 Chieftain Proto. So basically, Wargaming are releasing the Tier 9 Premium Chieftain into loot boxes in this event, and it might just be the one thing that breaks everything at Tier 9. But I don't want to be that negative. At first, let's take a look at what these vehicles might bring to the table and what the Legacy event is actually going to be like in terms of rewards and in terms of the Waffenträger. Is it actually going to be a part of the game now? Can you buy it? Are they actually going to be selling us the Waffenträger and the Chieftain and the KV4 KTTS? So first and foremost, they changed the Chieftain and the KV4 KTTS in several things. Well, the Chieftain now is available as a tier 9 heavy tank. It is a premium. It will earn bonds, and its price has been raised from 100 gold to 13,000. So it's going to be quite an expensive fucker. Firepower wise, the tank has been, well, movement. It looks like it has been nerfed in dispersion, but it has increased engine power. It has better specific power to weight and better max speed. So these things have been changed on the Chieftain Proto. I think we have made a preview on the Chieftain Proto, but so far so good. It looks like this tank is coming out. So you have a Waffenträger Legacy 2D style. This style you might remember. It's the circuit board. I remember that I had that. I still have it somewhere, I think. It could also be that it's only for the Waffenträger, but I remember this circuit board kind of style. So the Waffenträger actually was readjusted for release. So basically, you now have quite a few different things. Armor penetration for the shells has been increased because basically what they did is that they added the old gun onto the Waffenträger, which is the Ferdinand's gun, and now they've re-added the Jagdtiger's gun, or just like the old school Waffenträger gun, and you can see 276 millimeters of penetration for the AP shells, and anything that goes from closer to 1 to 500 meters, and starting from 500 meters the shell penetration will go down a bit. You can see APCR 352 millimeters of penetration, so that is quite a large improvement. It does go down quite drastically though over a very far distance, where shell penetration goes down to 295 instead of the 352. You can also see that the damage has been increased to the original levels of 560 damage with the AP and APCR shell, and thus the DPM has increased with both of the shells. And yeah, in the end, basically what that means is that the shell velocity increases as well. The credit cost will increase, but this tank is not yours to keep, at least as we know so far. The mobility has also been improved upon, so now it has 1,200 horsepower, so the specific power to weight ratio has been improved. And you can also see that the engine durability has increased as well. So, what is the Waffenträger going to be like? You're not going to be able to buy it for the random battle queue. At least it does not look like it. What you can do at the moment is, when the Legacy event comes out, you'll be playing the Legacy event. You're going to be playing against probably the one guy who is running around in his Waffenträger, and 4 other or 5 other players will be fighting him, just like the last year, the event that was going on. Now, the thing is, you will have temporarily access to the Waffenträger, where they'll give you a voucher where you can play the Waffenträger on the random server. I'm not sure if it is for 5 hours or 10 hours, or it is for 10 games or 5 games, but it looks like you can rent it, and you can get it through these engineering portals that we have been using over the last couple of years when this event was going, where you could actually get the engineering portals, which were free, and then there were some premium portals which you had to pay for. And these premium portals are going to be the biggest cause for concern, because we already know with the Chinese server that they're getting the Chieftain Proto. Now keep in mind that North America, Europe, and Asia, all of these servers are not always the same as with the Chinese server, but it's very, very close that we're going to be getting the Chieftain in the premium loot box, in this premium portal, and the KB4 KTTS. We don't know the price, we don't know how high the chances are, if there is an automatic way to get the Chieftain Proto if you do not get it in the first 20 or 30 tries. We don't know anything about that yet, but it looks like it's going to be the Chieftain Proto inside of these loot boxes. Now, I don't have that much of a problem with the KB4 KTTS. I've already seen it, I've already played against it, I know what the KTTS is. I don't have an issue with that. It's a tank destroyer. It is severely crippled with its bad mobility, and it just doesn't really fit World of Tanks. At least it doesn't fit World of Tanks that well in the current meta. Chieftain Proto, on the other hand, is a tier 9 heavy tank with all of the features you have on the Chieftain at tier 10, the reward Chieftain, but just toned down a little bit. So I'm very worried about the balance at tier 9 at the moment. I knew that this day was coming because they already had the tank out there, but I'm not really sure what it's going to be like. Obviously, I'm not planning on buying this, but if I end up getting it via the premium portals, because I think you'll be able to play, you'll be able to play the mode, and you'll be able to get some premium portals, I think, if I recall correctly. I'm not entirely sure, maybe I'm wrong. But yeah, I'm not really sure. I'm not planning on getting this. Chieftain Proto, I have to be honest, it's quite tempting, but at the same time, I think this is exactly the thing that we should not be promoting with World of Tanks, because this is now the first tier 9 tank that will look quite interesting as a premium, and it's probably going to be better than the WZ114. It's probably going to be better than the, what was it called? The Swedish weird tank that we have right there. And I think this might just be the best one yet. I'm very conflicted. I know that this was coming. I'm still not looking forward to it, but I guess that's just the way, that's a reality in that we live right now, and we'll have to deal with a Chieftain Proto pretty soon. So that's just the way World of Tanks goes, unfortunately. Tell me, what do you think about this change? Are you excited for the Chieftain prototype? Will you be taking part in the Legacy event? Are you going to really spend all your money to get the Chieftain prototype? I, for myself, I'm looking forward to the Waffenträger and to see what it's like. It does look like it returns to old strength, so it's not going to be the nerfed version, but it's going to be the fully powered badass tank as I remember it to be. Yes, I hope... yeah, I hope that was enough, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Until then, have a good one.